Have you ever brought your magic to Walt Disney World like, hey, we came to play? Did you tip your tiara to a Creole princess or get goofy officially? When we come through, it's true magic, because we came to play at Walt Disney World Resort.
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries, plus napkins, plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.
Well, we fought for this record. I think I was inspired by going on YouTube and seeing, well, not just YouTube, but I knew I had the footage anyway, since I'm a footage collector and also a fan of the Stones. And it was the first time that Mick Jagger and the Stones performed this record, and it was right after Brian Jones' death in 1969. And they were in Hyde Park, which is in the middle of London. And I see the footage, and Mick Jagger, Mick Taylor, who co-wrote the record with Charlie Watts, and also Keith Richards. I mean, they made this joint funky. Now, you could tell also that this was like one of the first times they filling this record out, which is usually when you're checking out a band and they're performing a record for the first time. They're really funking it out because the spaces, they got unsure spaces. And when I heard this, I was like, yo, I want to cover that. I knew the Honky Tonk Woman as a record, but the performance that they did of this when the record was fresh and new was totally different, especially in the hook, than the other record ended up, with more like a sing-songy vocal or whatever. So I told Gary about the funkiness and the beat, and he came back with a beat which was more like a Run DMC-ish joint, which I really dug. And I built upon that and made Honky Tonk Woman, which was basically about, some hookers in New Orleans and Brazil. I made it about the damn law. Honky Tonk Rules is like I'm tired of one-sided laws. And, and just recently, just the whole Confederate flag thing is like, okay, you got the nerve to jail people under this flag. It's just like, people on another side of this coin is like saying this has been so derogatory that we've taken the talk, but I'm just tired of you trying to back up that flag with the same old talk, Honky Tonk Rules. Yeah. And I fought for that record because initially when we wanted to clear it, we were totally rejected by our publisher, by their publisher. So I reached out to the Stones. And I also reached out to Bernard Fowler. And the tripped up thing, Bernard Fowler, when I actually did a Rolling Stones tribute in Cleveland in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a year ago I met Bernard Fowler and Sarah Dash and Mary Clayton and Bobby Keys, who's passed on, and Ian guys actually was the Rolling Stones band that played on Sticky Fingers and all that. I did a tribute, and I met those fine people, and I kept in touch with Bernard Fowler. First, I reached out to Marshall Chess, who used to run the Rolling Stones record label, and Marshall says, I'm not in contact with them anymore, but, here's a person who's Keith Richards' manager. Maybe you can get in touch with her. I wrote her, and then I wrote Bernard, and Bernard said, hey, by the way, we're down in there in L.A. getting ready to, rehearse for a tour. Come on down. I was like, yeah. So me and Gary went on down to the rehearsal spot, a place that we've also rehearsed before, down in Burbank, and there they were. It was Charlie Watts, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, and Ron Wood, Bernard Fowler and Lisa Fisher singing, and just their crew, and that was it. and me and Gary. So we're like looking at the Rolling Stones 4-hour performance. 4-hour performance, just like 4-hour rehearsing. I mean, like Mick Jagger laying out the baby powder and doing the Mick Jam dance, and Charlie Watts playing beats, and then looking over at me, and I'm looking behind me like, who's he? Man, he's pointing at me. It's like, yo, it was mind blowing. And then in talking to Keith's manager, they was like, well, we don't own the publishing. ABCO, which is Alan Klein, owned it up to from the 60s all the way up to 1969. So, you had to go through them, and we first tried to reach out through them. We had the blessings of the Stones as yeah, hell yeah, yo, go for it, yeah, But then we had to get the publishing clearance, and initially we were rejected because they had a whole nother thing in their mind. They thought we was going to come across to them like maybe P-Diddy or somebody and have like 18 different publishers on there, and they don't want their records like touched like that. They're like, we don't, nah, man. It's like, you take it as it is, and you give us 100%. We were like, we ain't got a problem with that. We'll add on, but you guys own the copyright. And when they found out that we intended to, not invade their copyright, they were like, all good. Like I said, we wanted to have that record real bad. We performed it initially in London at the end of June, and it went over pretty big. It's a different vibe, man. And once again, it's got that beat that G Wiz put to it, and lyrics I think that are very clear. Yeah, it totally was an experience to go the 9 yards to try to put smack dab in the middle of this album. It's also not on the vinyl because we didn't know whether we was going to get it or not, and there was no way to actually make another version that it was either going to be a cover interpolation or it was not going to exist at all.
Reese's peanut butter cups are the greatest, but let me play devil's advocate here. Let's see. So, no, that's a good thing. That's definitely not a problem. Reese's, you did it. You stumped this charming devil.
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries plus napkins plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.